Almost all fitness and nutrition advice you see online was built for men. But women's bodies don't run on the same operating system. We have menstrual cycles, hormonal fluctuations. Our physiology literally plays by different rules. Most of us have been told to just train like smaller men. And Han says, after digging through hours of Dr. Stacey Sims' research, I've condensed the science into 12 powerful, evidence-based tips so you can finally eat, train, and recover in sync with your biology. Number 1, recovery time for women. Women are naturally more fatigue resistant because we have muscle fibers that recover quickly. Imagine a man and a woman are doing 5 squats in 3 minutes. They spend 30 seconds doing the squats and 2 minutes 30 taking a rest. By the end, the man will get better results relative to sex and weight. But if a woman trims a rest to 1 minute 30 between sets, she's going to get the same gains as the man with the 2 minute 30 rest. So you're actually saving time in the gym thanks to the shorter breaks, which means extra time to do all of your favorite things, like dancing, or working, or maybe both. Number 2, strength train. All women, regardless of age, should be doing strength training. We're talking 3 or 4 times a week. Put your hand up if you're already doing this, and be honest. Women start losing muscle as early as 30, and we need our muscles to keep our metabolism sharp, brain healthy, and our bones strong. In our reproductive years, so our 20s to our 30s, we're focusing on building muscle with strength. That means high reps. As we hit peri and post-menopause, we're looking at building strength. That means low reps. The high reps we did in our 20s don't challenge our nervous system enough, so we need to lift heavier weights to protect our muscles and our brain as we age. Number 3, learn the proper movement. Whether you're 20 or 40 or even Han's age, you need to nail the basics. Speaking of, how old do you guys think Han is? Let me know in the comments down below. If we especially want to lift heavier in our older years, when we are more susceptible to injury, we need to nail the basics as early as possible. So if you've never done any strength training before, any kind of resistance is good. Maybe it's just body weight at the start. Then maybe you're putting on a backpack with some stuff inside to make it a little bit heavier. So instead of running into the gym and picking up any old weight, remember that learning the basics is a long-term investment. Number 4, free weights over machines. I'm gonna say it, machines were designed for men, not for women, and definitely not for Han. Sorry, buddy. And so it can actually increase the risk of injury when you're using heavier weights on machines. They're fine for beginners to get some resistance and build resilience, but Dr. Stacey Sims recommends using free weights like dumbbells or barbells because they engage the stabilizing muscles and mimic real-life movements. After all, you don't lift your groceries with just your arms, so bicep curls on a machine isn't very functional. Number 5, high intensity training. 30 seconds is all you need to change your body. The stress from high intensity training, 1, releases myokines, and number 2, produces lactate. Women by nature don't have enough of this muscle fiber that produces lactate. So high intensity training helps us to develop more of these fibers. So what can you do? Sprint interval training. And no, this isn't just running. Think kettlebell swings, push-ups, anything you can do to go all out for 30 seconds. Then it's followed by a 2-minute rest. You want to recover well enough to be able to go all out again. And then you repeat this up to 5 times and do this routine once or twice a week. You can find so many high intensity programs online, so don't get too intimidated, especially if you don't know where to start. Number 6, getting abs the right way. 100 sit-ups or 50 crunches might work perfectly for men, but it doesn't work for women. Women naturally have a lower center of gravity compared to men, so women need to do exercises where the abs support the body and keep them stable. Compound movements like squats or deadlifts use multiple joints at once, which forces your core to work harder to keep you stable, strengthening your posture and helping those abs show naturally by standing taller. Number 7, work with your menstrual cycle. Your cycle has 2 main phases. First up is the follicular phase, starting on day 1 of your period to mid-ovulation. This is when your hormones are low, meaning this is actually the prime time for lifting heavy and high intensity training. It's because your body can build muscle much more efficiently and you've got more energy in the tank. After ovulation, that is when an egg is released from a woman's ovary, comes the luteal phase. Hormones are high, weights are feeling heavier, and intense workouts aren't as ideal. But here's the tricky part. Not every woman ovulates every cycle, but you wouldn't know because you still bleed regardless. That means those high hormone phases where you feel less energy isn't guaranteed. So it's so important to track your patterns and understand your cycle. Every woman has a unique cycle. cycle. Listen to your body. Number 8, have creatine like it's nobody's business. Creatine has gotten this rep that it makes you bulky and that it's for bodybuilders. So this is actually the number 1 supplement recommended by Dr. Sims.
Creatine.
The brain, heart, and muscles all benefit from creatine. Women naturally only have 70 to 80% of the creatine stores that men do, so supplementing fills that gap. And I know you girlies are very much so invested in your gut health, so you'd be very happy to know that creatine supports and protects your gut lining, reducing gastrointestinal distress, which women do experience at higher rates than men. A typical dose is 3 to 5 grams a day, which is roughly half a teaspoon in water, or even your matcha. When choosing a creatine supplement, go for Pure, a German brand that uses water-based production processes, whereas many other brands use acid-based processes, which can cause bloating and nausea. Number 9, supplement intentionally. Vitamin D3, protein powder, iron, and omega-3. That's it. On to our next tip.
Why vitamin D3 and not vitamin D2 or vitamin R2D2?
Vitamin D2 is more of a storage form, whereas vitamin D3 is already in that functional form. Not too sure about vitamin R2D2 though. Vitamin D is really important. The problem, most of us aren't getting enough of it.
My iron pen for iron.
I don't think that's a very smart idea. Iron is what lets your hemoglobin carry oxygen around in your blood. So low iron means not enough oxygen in the body, which means you feel very flat and very tired. Not all women need to supplement for iron, but it is crucial for those with very low levels. The trick with iron is timing. There's this enzyme called hepcidin that actually blocks iron absorption and spikes after exercise. So the best time to supplement is before training or at night away from exercise. Number 10, ditch the ice baths. You know what Hanna hates more than soggy socks? Ice baths. People willingly turning themselves into frozen dumplings. But it's definitely worth it because the benefits are actually pretty wild. But again, what works for men doesn't work for women. When men jump into icy cold water, their blood vessels constrict, but soon the shivering kicks in. And that's where all the cool changes occur. For women, when we hit icy cold water, our bodies often just constrict and stay locked there. We never actually make it to the shivering phase. The good news, cooler water around 15 to 16 degrees Celsius is the sweet spot. At that temperature, women actually get the same benefits as men do in icy cold water. That sounds like a win to me. High five. But the timing matters. Cold dampens inflammation, which is not so great if you're trying to build muscle. So don't plunge in 8 hours after training. Number 11, get hot in the sauna. In a 60 to 80 degrees sauna, women can often sit comfortably for around 20 minutes, while men start sweating almost immediately. That's because men and women regulate temperature very differently. Men cool down by sweating fast, but it also puts them at a higher risk of dehydration. Women, on the other hand, their blood vessels open first, spreading heat through the body before they start sweating. This lets women stay in the heat for longer before reaching the same level of stress as men. But it also means that women need more time in the sauna to get the same benefits. The minimum dose, around 10 to 15 minutes twice a week. And a bonus tip, after a workout, spending up to 30 minutes in the sauna helps recovery by signaling the body to make more red blood cells and boost blood volume, improving circulation and oxygen delivery. Number 12, exercise to stress. Stress is good for you. No, we're not talking about the stress you get from burning your cookies, but from exercise. Exercise isn't just about getting fitter. It's about training your body and brain to handle stress better. Take walking up a hill for the first time. The first time feels brutal, but a few weeks later, easy. It's your body adjusting every system to handle stress more efficiently. And that resilience doesn't just stay in the gym. It ripples through your entire life. Work, assignments, or unexpected chaos, you're less likely to break down. On the other hand, sitting down and staying indoors does the opposite. It leaves you feeling sluggish, flabby, and actually more stressed. Movement is the simplest, most effective tool we have to thrive under stress. With that said, that is the end of this video. Comment down if you would like a part 2 on nutrition, fasting, and more. And by liking this video, it really helps push the video to reach more people who, like you, I hope will learn new valuable things. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless you guys. You got this. Different setup because I'm actually in Australia as I'm filming this, and this very thing is my dog Nuri. No, it wasn't a rug. She was sleeping so soundly, so I just couldn't move her. Hello. What was that? She's a little dazed because she just woke up. Do you have any words?